Price gouging? Look at these prices in my small hometown of rural Washington.
Images of near-empty passenger planes are popping up on social media. These international flights have many tourists flying to the USA practically alone. Shauna Massengill flew from London to Chicago. Look, barely anyone on board.
This is really shocking. I've never been on a flight like that.
This flight from Toronto to New York is also practically empty. And a flight from Toronto to Fort Myers, row after row of empty seats. Here in California, international travel is predicted to decline by 9% this year, driven by higher tariffs imposed by the Trump administration and negative sentiment toward the U.S.
They're hitting because I was at the grocery store yesterday and saw that paper towels are now $25. Seriously, has anyone else developed the coping mechanism of just commenting about how tariffs are impacting prices loudly in the hopes of being overheard by maggots who will feel shame, or is that just me? Anyway, yeah, yesterday I was in the paper products aisle discussing the impact of tariffs on paper products with my husband, genuinely trying to figure out like which ones would be affordable. We were looking to see what was produced domestically. It turns out a lot more paper products than even we realized, as people who are pretty plugged into all this stuff are produced in Canada. Makes sense. They've got the forests and everything for like sustainable logging. But yeah, all the paper products, they're produced like in North America, but not on this side of the north-south border. They're from Canada. And so the multi-pack of paper towels are like $25, or if you want to go for like the cheapo ones that are like maybe less ply, less money spent on like marketing, all of that, $16. Or you could get a single roll of the generic for like $6 or $7 before taxes. Yeah. Remember when the multi-pack of generic used to cost like $6? I do. It wasn't that long ago. I knew these prices were coming, but I still wasn't emotionally prepared to pay for 4 packs of paper towels what used to be the cost of stocking up on groceries and not even being that budget conscious for like 2 weeks for my household. We went from buying like smoked salmon and cheese along with the food we needed to survive for 2 weeks to you could get 4 packs of paper towels for that money. Fuck Trump. So the tariffs are...
More and more Americans are becoming frustrated over the insane grocery prices in 2025. And things are about to get worse. Because according to in May, this is going to be a massive problem. Because right now, everything is just so much more expensive. Just look at this. Look at the amount of food this person is getting for $400. That is insane. When we are spending a week's paycheck on just food, that is outright insane. And I understand why so many Americans are frustrated about the current cost of living here in the United States. Well, we're going to go over this. We're going to talk about what's happening. I'm going to show you what prices were just a month ago versus what they are right now. This is ridiculous, but let's get right down to it. Before I do, all I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin.
The trade war isn't over. It's just been rebranded, and you're still paying for it. You might have seen the coverage. Trump reduced tariffs on China, and suddenly people are acting like the crisis has passed. Markets are up. Commentators are sighing in relief. It's like they want to believe we're back to normal, but we're not even close. And the truth is a lot uglier than the headlines let on. Yes, Trump lowered tariffs on China from 145% to 30%. But 30% is still extreme. And tariffs on the rest of the world are still locked at 10%. That's the highest level in generations. It's the policy equivalent of switching from a sledgehammer to a crowbar. Still destructive, still blunt force, just a different tool. Walmart announced it'll have to raise prices. Why? Because they're paying more for everything they import. Trump's trying to pressure them to absorb the cost that he imposed on them. But here's the choice. Either Walmart raises prices or it cuts jobs. And either way, working families lose. Tariffs are taxes, full stop. And the people hit hardest are the ones who can't absorb it. Lower income Americans spend more of what they earn, and they spend it on goods, not on services. And tariffs hit goods, clothes, household basics, over-the-counter meds. This is a tax on the working class. The less you make, the more it takes from you. Paul Krugman says this tariff policy, even post-adjustment, is 7 to 8 times more damaging than the Smoot-Hawley tariffs, the ones that helped crash the global economy in 1930. This isn't just inflation, it's stagflation, higher prices and slower growth. And it's not a maybe, it's a math problem. Trump can only do this because Congress gave away its power. Emergency trade laws let presidents bypass oversight. One man can now shock the global economy on a whim. That's not leadership, it's a broken system. If you want this to stop, call your representative. Tell them Congress needs to take back control of trade policy. No more tariff by tweet. No more chaos disguised as toughness. We need guardrails. We need accountability, and it starts with demanding it.
Catastrophic and unprecedented $12.5 billion loss for tourism. You heard me correctly. $12.5 billion loss just in 2025. This is going to be catastrophic for the United States of American tourism. People are not coming for business travel. They are not coming for conventions. They are not coming here for vacation. They are not coming here because of the trade war, because we are now actually on a national human rights watch list. You heard me correctly. For the first time ever, the United States of America is a danger to human rights. States like Florida, California, Nevada, specifically Las Vegas, and other major tourist cities are going to suffer devastating consequences. Have you changed your plans to travel for work, personal, or business to the United States or in between states? This is going to be an economic disaster we may never recover from.
I'm in Walmart right now. So Walmart came out and said that they're also going to have to raise prices because of the tariff increase. A year ago it was 10%, now it's 30%. Of course, very recently it was shot up to 145%. The one thing I can't help but think about is how many shelf labels there are in here. Like, this is just the wiper blade aisle. So now, because of this fight that no one asked for, still no one can defend and understand, every retailer out there is going to have to change their price tags. The logic initially was to do American made, but even that is thrown out the window. Yet another way we stick it to the hourly worker, right? I'm in Walmart, right?
Walmart is famous for...
So he's been bragging nonstop about how he got the FIFA 26 World Cup in the USA, and now a lot of the countries that are involved and a lot of the teams and a lot of the players are backing out. They don't want to do it in the US. I, for one, am completely shocked. What are you saying? You don't want to travel to the US and possibly get detained at customs and, I don't know, sent to a prison camp in some god-awful country? You don't want to chance that to go to a soccer match? Come on. Remember what happened in Qatar during the last World Cup? Yeah. Are we really trying to go through that again? What did Cheeto think was going to happen? That he was going to make this the worst, most unwelcoming place for tourists in the world, and then he's going to host an event that means whatever, 1 million people are going to come to the US to watch? No, bro, that's not how it works. If you set your house on fire, people aren't going to come visit. So he's
An email saying that he lost his job because of the tariffs. He's a cargo pilot. And we voted for the lady. We didn't vote for this.
This is so uncool. It's like, what are they trying to do? Like, what is happening? I'm sorry that happened, babe. Are you alright?
It's alright. I guess I can
He'll look for another
get
job.
a truck driving job.
The pilot.
I'm really stressed today. I just went to the grocery store, bought 10 items, and it was $80 freaking already. I literally have $10 left on my account. The fuck? So a little backstory. I got laid off from my job a month ago. And I've been applying for jobs months before I got laid off. Sent out hundreds of resumes already. Applied to hundreds of jobs on the internet, remote, and on-site. Tailored my resume to every position that I applied using ChatGPT. Went to only a few interviews. And still nothing. Like, what the fuck is going on with America right now? Like, it's so freaking hard to live here. Like, I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna keep applying for jobs. I'm gonna keep showing up. But man, my bills are not going to wait. Hi guys. I'm really stressed today. I just went to the grocery store.
So last night we closed our US website, so we're not accepting orders from the USA at the moment. Hopefully this is just temporary.
I'm so tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I just waited for the mailman to show up so I could get my paper check in the mail that I've been waiting for weeks. So I could come to the bank and deposit it. But because I have negative money in my account, I'm only going to get like a little bit of it because like I can only access $100 for the first day. So I'm probably gonna have like $60 today. I haven't gone grocery shopping in probably a month. We have like no food to eat for dinner, except for like mac and cheese and ramen. I have $300 electric bill that's overdue. My phone bill's overdue. I just gave my husband my last paycheck from last week so we could pay the mortgage 2 weeks late. And in 10 days or 11 days, the mortgage for next month is due. So it's like this paycheck isn't even like, why do I even have it? Like they might as well take my paycheck and just send it to all my bills. Like, what's the point in me even getting my paycheck? It's like annoying. Like I'm not gonna see it anyway. Not only that, but in like 3 weeks, I have to pay for summer camp because school's almost over. So it's like, that's another $700-800 that I have to come up with to pay for summer camp. And if I don't pay for summer camp, guess who can't work because their kid is gonna be at home with them? Me. So obviously that's gonna be like a major to-do. Like I can't not pay summer camp. Not only do I have a personal loan and medical bills up the wazoo, like literally I have like a bill for like $3,000 from the hospital. I have like an $8,000 personal loan that was a consolidation loan from like a bunch of loans that I had. I haven't paid them in like 7 months. I owe them so much money. They call me like twice a day, dude. Like collections calls, fucking, and all I'm doing every day is doing my best. And I literally can't get ahead. Like I can't get ahead. I wake up and I fucking work. And these people are after me for money. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally trying my best. What do you want from me? I have side gigs here and there, like OF, once in a while I'll make like $60. But like, that's not really consistent. And like, I'm a painter. Like I have a ladder in the back of my car. I'm a painter, right? So like today, I literally didn't have enough tools to do my job. And I was like, I can't do this right now. Like I don't have the fucking shit that I need for my job. Like I can't even fucking work, dude. Like I'm so stressed. I literally can't. I can't fucking do this anymore. I'm so tired of living.
Tariff update. So today is the day that Donald Trump has officially screwed my business. I have had to deactivate my ability to ship to America, who is anywhere from 75 to 90% of my business on 2 of my Etsy shops. Because the bulk of my materials come from China, I have no ability to say made in Canada, even though I do all the work here in customizing and assembling, engraving, whatnot. So for an Etsy store that has to hand make their products, which I do, I have to put made in China on the label in order to send to them. And then not only that, the customers from America will be hit with a 145% tariff. That means if they spend $15 on one of my necklaces, they're going to spend $21.75 to pay the tariff on top of that. This is going to devastate.
So Donald Trump came out and said that the American people are going to struggle financially and economically because of his tariff strategy. It's pretty apparent that he has been firing federal workers of the government, which brings the employment rate up. It is also very apparent that the ports of Seattle, Washington, New York, Boston are all empty, which means that our shelves in our stores are going to be empty. So at least we know that he's keeping one of his campaign promises.
The WTO, the World Trade Organization, is expecting the amount of trade between the United States and China to be slashed by 80%. Then what does this mean for the nation's ports? The top two are right here. And now the director of the Port of Los Angeles says, as you're about to hear, the shipments from China have stopped.
Arrivals will drop by 35%, as essentially all shipments out of China for major retailers and manufacturers has ceased, and cargo coming out of Southeast Asia locations is much softer than normal with the tariffs now in place.
The Port of LA's executive director, Gene Soroka, explaining while the tariff talk seems to change hourly, for now, a 145% tariff on China will have an impact.
That simply means that if you're buying a product from China, it costs 2.5 times more than it did last month.
The twin ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach, the nation's second busiest, are the drivers of the Southern California economy. This week, the Los Angeles County Economic Development Corporation predicting the trickle-down effects of the tariffs that now threaten $500 billion in revenue for our region and put 2 million workers at risk.
With decreased economic activity comes decreased ability to meet payroll.
The CEO of the Trucking Association says truck drivers will be among those impacted.
There's just, unfortunately, outside pressures that is going to cause folks to probably lose their jobs.
Meantime, Soroka says, let's just keep the cargo.
Good news to the U.S. economy thanks to Donald Trump. UPS today has announced they will be laying off 20,000 employees and closing over 70 facilities between now and June because of Donald Trump's tariffs. UPS gets a large portion of their business, their delivery business, from Amazon. Amazon, because of the tariffs, are seeing a great reduction, and if you look at the prices, you'll see why, in the shipments that are being requested for Amazon. So they know they're going to need less, so therefore UPS is laying off 20,000 now. It may be more later when all these other businesses slow down. More and more and more, thanks to Donald Trump's tariffs. All of these tariffs are unnecessary. They do nothing to help the economy. They do nothing to help Americans. They're going to cost us jobs. They're going to be detrimental to people. And it's all thanks to Donald Trump and his infinite wisdom, which is clearly it's infinite. It's so infinite we can't even see it.